Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What up, my people? What up, what up, what up, what up? Make sure we good to go. What up, what up? Make sure you guys can hear me, man. I got something special for you guys. Where you coming from? What's happening, peoples? Let me know you guys can hear me, man, before we start up. Gonna be making beats with acapellas today, man. What's up, Juan Garcia? Appreciate you tuning in, big dog. Make sure you guys can hear me, man. Let me know if you can hear me. Girl, it's alright, baby. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Are you still there for me? I can. Alright, there we go. We got the vocal. We got the vocal good. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Grab the vocal real quick. Girl, it's alright, baby. Are you still there for me now? Chop that up. Girl, it's alright, baby. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Are you still there for me? How I do this is, what I do is I convert the vocal. I shift and convert the vocal. I just chop it up all on pads and then I convert it to a program. Now I put it all the way down the line on like track 9 or something, like way down the line. The way it don't mess with me. Girl, it's alright. Girl, it's alright. Now we go change the tempo to 182. And I time stretch it in Reaper to make sure it fit the BPM. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Are you still there for me? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me? For those of you guys that don't know, we not. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Are you still there for me? Girl, it's. For those of you guys that don't know what we're doing, well, we got the key.
Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in you. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your. 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes. Yeah. Are you still there for me now? for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me now. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's Girl, it's alright. 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 Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? 'Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Girl, it's alright.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What's up, Muhammad? Appreciate you tuning in, big dog. Just call Henry. So you always start with the melody and build from there. Sometimes I start with the drums. Most of the time I start with the melody. It just depends, man. I'm more like a melody type of person. Like I gotta hit a melody to know how my drums gonna go. But like on some beats I start with the drums first. You know. Not often though. I don't start with the drums first often, but sometimes I do. But yeah, I like to hit a melody first, and that's gonna dictate how my percussion go, you know, and that's what keep the rhythm of the beat. It's called Henry. It's an ordinary process from melody to the beat. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the man say you want to dance. Muhammad say you want to dance. We're gonna give this little tune a different vibe, man. You know, I'm gonna take this somewhere different, way different off the map with this one, you know. We'll see if we can make it a little bit better than a little bit better. Mm. See if we can make something work with just that. Alright, now we're gonna explode that sequence. And we're gonna build a beat on this, man. Boom. Still can't get my Ren to sample. And since the update, any suggestions? If you're running a Ren, man, if you're running MPC Renaissance, make sure that they don't have no firmware updates for it, man. I know they had one for the MPC Studio, the Silver, and that's the same as the Renaissance. So they might have a firmware update for that thing, man. So you might have to update the firmware for it, and then it'll work. Just make sure you did that. Because I know they got a couple of things to stop working or it's not working right if you don't have the firmware update. My MPC, my Studio Silver was like that. Make sure you got the firmware update. Should work. What you mean sampling, man? I don't know what you mean by sampling. Like what? Like record into it? If you're trying to record into it, then that's kind of like routing your sound, man. Like with your computer and all that to route your sound inside of it. If you're talking about record into it, but I don't know what you mean by sample into it. Like I just drag samples in. I don't really sample into the thing. All right, let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's do this. We got them all. We got it all stemmed out. Y'all probably ain't gonna be able to see what I'm doing. I don't know. Let's see what's up. That way y'all could kind of see what I'm doing. Go ahead and kind of drag that out so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna take the beat and we gonna stem it out. Let's see. So what I got is I got the whole entire vocal. All I did was I looped a piece of the vocal and then chopped it out from Reaper. You know, I time stretched it in Reaper to fit the tempo and all of that. Pitched it up, pitched up the key. I think the original song is in E minor or something like that. That's the original song. So I just pitched it up to like B flat or something like that. And then I chopped a bit of the vocal off. That way I could make the beat around it. And I'm gonna drag the stems in here and arrange it around the beat. Let's grab the stems real quick. See how I do this. This is like what I do when I make beats for like artists that send me their vocals. They send me their acapellas, and then I make beats around their acapellas. Send it back to them. So if y'all got some acapellas out there, man, y'all drop some verses on that. Send it to me and I'll hook that up for y'all. Make some nice music around it for y'all. But y'all gonna see how it's gonna come out, man. Whole different vibe, but it's gonna fit though, you know. Sometimes I don't even know how it's gonna fit until I just do it. But this is kind of like that. I hope it kind of work out a little bit. But I'm sure y'all gonna tell me what's up. I'm gonna grab the stems out of the beat. Grab the stems out of the beat. Boom, boom. This is all of the stems right here. I'm gonna drag them all in like that. Separate tracks. I'm gonna take the vocal out. We don't need the vocal track. Wherever the vocal track at. Take that out. Yeah, I don't need the vocal track now. Alright, we're gonna label the tracks. Put all my drums in one folder. Put all my instruments in another folder. Drag my instruments up here. For real. All right, there we go. I got all of my sounds just like that, ready to go. All right, now we're gonna make the beat around the vocal, man. There's the fun part right here. You get to make the beat around the vocal.
coming from.
Yeah, we could just color code all the tracks right here. That way I know what I'm doing. I had yellow. Boom. Percussion sounds. Oh, drum shot. Add credits. Boom. There we go. All right, so let's mute these.
John B, bring it on now. Let them feel where you're coming from. 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 Only the ladies, only the ladies. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there. Girl, it's alright. Where you coming from? Let me feel where you coming from. Only the ladies, only the ladies. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your John B, bring it on now. Let them feel where you're coming from. Let them feel where you're coming from. Only the ladies, only the ladies. Girl, it's alright. Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there. Yeah. Still there for me. I can see. Girl, it's alright. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me. I can see that you want me. Are you still there for me now? I can see that you want me. I can see that you want. I can see that. I can see that you want. That you want. That you want. I can see that you want me. Are you still there for me now? By the way that you smile, yeah, for me. I can see that you want me. Are you still there for me now? There for me. I can see that you want me. Are you still there for me now? By the way that you smile, yeah, are you still there for me? Still there for me. I can see that you want me. Are you still there for me now? By the way that you smile, yeah, are you still there for me? There for me. I still there for me.
What DAW you using? I'm using Reaper, man.
Plus I'm overheating from the rush. Our tongues touch, kissing, feeling fireworks. Watch the sky, I make you smile, but you'd rather have what makes you say goodbye. Now I make you smile, but you'd rather have what smile. Smile, but you'd rather have what makes you cry. Sky, I make you smile, but you'd rather have what makes you cry. Say goodbye, now leave that. With my heart on my sleeve, memories that. What I found is you still care. You have been and they still there. Baby girl, keep it real here. You still there. Keep it real here. You still there. Yeah. Still there, still there. Tell me that you still there. Baby, are you still there? crush the flow. Got me all weak, baby, but I'm strong in parts. Moon bounce to the X with the longest sparks. Give me mine like fine wine, messing it. Mine like with the longest sparks. Give me mine like fine wine, messing it time. Like fine wine, messing it time. Plenty of other brothers love you like a pleasure of mine. Mama told me how to love a woman, Papa was sprung. We committed, so I hit it. It's poppin' down. Girl, it's alright. Come on, stay there for me. Girl, it's alright. Girl, it's Girl, it's alright. Come on, stay there for me, baby. It's there in your eyes. It's in your eyes. I can see it in your eyes. I can see. Girl, it's alright. Come on, stay there for me, baby. It's there in your eyes. It's in your eyes. I can see it. Mine like fine wine, mess. Girl, it's so. Pop sprung, we committed, so I hit it. It's poppin', committed, so I hit it. It's poppin', girl, it's alright. Come on, stay there for me, baby. Pop sprung, we committed, so I hit it. It's poppin', girl, it's alright. Come on, stay there for me, baby. It's there in your eyes. Girl, it's alright. Come on, stay there for me, baby. It's there in your eyes. It's in your eyes. I can see it in your eyes. I can see that you want. Don't you want that? Want that? By the way that you smile. Come on, I still have for me. Yeah. 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 I still have for me. Yeah. Girl, it's alright. Yeah. I still have. Girl, it's alright. Yeah. Girl, it's. Girl, it's. Girl, it's alright. Yeah. I still have for me. It's there in your eyes. It's in your eyes. I can tell from your eyes. I can see that you want. By the way you smile, I still yeah. Are you still there for me? Yeah. Are you still there for me? Still there for me, baby. Are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Baby, are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Baby, are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still. Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Baby, are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? For me, baby, are you still baby, are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me.
Man, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
John B, bring it on now. Let them feel where you're coming from. Let them feel where you're coming from.
Oh, man.
Only the ladies, only the ladies. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me.
All right, that's the beat, man. That's the beat. For those of y'all that stuck with me, y'all get to hear the whole the final thing, man. And make sure y'all drop a like if y'all like this, man. We just took an acapella, composed the beat around it, and this is what it sound like, man. John B and Tupac the remix.
John B, bring it on now. Let them feel where you're coming from. Let them feel where you're coming from. Only the ladies, only the ladies. Girl, it's alright. Still there for me. I can see that.
Oh, man.
John B, bring it on now. Let them feel where you're coming from. Let them feel where you're coming from. Only the ladies, only the ladies. Girl, it's alright. Are you still there for me now? Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah. Still there for me. I can see that you want me. Are you still there for me now? By the way that you smile, yeah. Are you still there for me? Left once again at home. Another night on your own. Ain't no fun in love if you're loving alone. How does it feel to be useless? Oh no. Tell her. Can you recall how close we used to be then? Can you still remember those feelings again? Seems like every time I see you, there's a tear in your eye. Time to make some decisions or go dying inside.
Tell them all, call me a fool, but I'm stuck. It's a love thing, plus I'm overheating from the rush. Our tongues touch, kissing, feeling fireworks. Watch the sky. I make you smile, but you'd rather have what makes you cry. Say goodbye and I leave there. With my heart on my sleeve, memories there. What I found is you still care. You have feelings and they still there. Baby girl, keep it real here. Are you still there? Yeah.
And it's alright, baby.
Still there, still there.
There in your eyes, yeah.
Tell me, are you still there?
I can see that you want me.
Baby, are you still there?
By the way that you smile,
Are you still there for me? don't rush the flow. Got me all weak, baby, but I'm strong in parts. More bounce to the apps with the longest sparks. Give me mine like mine while I'm at the top. Plenty of other brothers love you, but the pleasure was mine. Mama told me how to love a woman, pop was sprung. We committed, so I hit it. It's popping it down.
Girl, it's alright.
Come on, still there for me, baby. It's in your eyes, I can see it in your eyes. Don't you want me? Still there for me, baby. Come on, are you still there for me? Yeah, are you still there for me, baby? It's in your eyes, I can see it in your eyes. She wants you down, she wants you for me, baby. Because it's mine. Yeah. Are you still there for me, baby? Yeah. Are you still there for me, baby? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Are you there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there? Still there for me, baby? Are you still there?
Man, man, man. That's it, man. That's the beat, bro. That's the beat, man. That's the beat. There you go, man. That's how you compose a track around an acapella. What's up, Sean Livingston? Appreciate you, man. GCM Multimedia. Oh, he was talking about sampling from records, E2C. Man, you're gonna have if you want to sample inside of the end, to sample, man, you gotta be able to route your sound good, man. You know, like a few things changed with the update on how your sound routed and all that, man. So just make sure you kind of do a little bit of research on how to route your sound in your computer where you can sample into your MPC. You know, a few things changed on there, you know. And also, if you're on Mac, you know, watch out for them operating systems, man, because some of them ain't working well with the MPC software now. Now that they done made the updates, some of them updates ain't working, but you got to do a little research on that. What's happening, Sean Livingston? Appreciate you tuning in. Who else? Third Rail Tracks. That's 5, man. Appreciate you, man. I think the track came out nice, man. The beat, you know, and the vocals over the beat. I think it came out kind of nice, man. Claudio, what's up, big dog? Appreciate you tuning in. Said. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, man. For real. I think the track came out nice, man. A little vocal. They got a few little tweaks that I want to do to it, though. Drop a few little sounds out here and there. You know. I wish Pac verse was a little bit longer, though. You know, that way I could really mess with the beat a little bit to give his vocal a little pop, man. You know, his verse kind of short, though. He just rapped like 8 bars on each little verse, you know. But yeah, we pulled it off, man. So again, I'm gonna just tell y'all the rundown on how I did this. What I did is I grabbed the acapella. You know, like you could go to little websites, you know, all kind of websites. Just type in acapellas on the internet. And you can grab some acapellas from different songs. And then you pull them in your DAW in your DAW, and then you gotta time stretch the vocal. Cause when they record the vocal, when they record the regular song, even though the BPM say like 181 or the BPM say like 91 or 81 or something like that, the vocal not gonna fall right, because remember they did that in real time. So the vocal go fall off your grid. you know, when they was recording these tracks. So you're gonna have to time stretch the track to where the vocal fall where the clicks are. So that's what I did. I time stretched the track in Reaper. And Reaper got a way you can put time stretch markers in the track, and you can time stretch just a certain part from the marker. So I'm sure other DAWs got the same feature. I know Ableton got that with stretch markers and all that, or warp markers, and I know Logic got it too, the way you could put like little dots on the audio file and then stretch like certain parts of the audio to fit the tempo. So that's what I did in Reaper. Reaper got something called stretch markers, and it's just like that. So you put them in a vocal where I wanted to catch the click, and then I time stretch the vocal to fit. And then I just take a little 8-bar loop of the vocal, you know, like when John B was singing, I take a little 8-bar loop and I render that out from the vocal because I know it's on a click now, so it's gonna fit the MPC software on a click. So I looped up, I take a little 8-bar loop of the vocal and render it out of my software, render it out just in a little small 8-bar loop file, and then throw that in the MPC and chop it up on my 16 pads and play it in a sample, like, you know, just straight out on the pads, straight up the pads, play it in a sample. That way I got the sample running in the background, and then I find a key and just compose the track around it, man, in the MPC software. Then drag all my stems out, put them back in the DAW. I still got the original vocal. Everything is lined up on the grid. I throw the stems in there, and just like y'all saw me do, I just compose the beat around that, man. You know, and it's a good little exercise for you guys, you know, like you guys that's producing for artists. I don't know if you guys, if y'all got a lot of you guys that produce for artists, but I produce for a lot of artists, man. And now that you got this, now that you got this thing that's going around, you know, everybody can't be close together like we want now, you know. So now we working more over the internet. So, you know, all my artists and stuff sending me vocals and stuff like that. So that's how we work. They send me their acapellas, you know. Or what they'll do is they'll record to a click. The artist will record to a click, just a click. You know. And then I'll compose the beat around their vocals. Or some of the auto-tune in their vocals or whatever. Always thought to do this, but never have. Yeah, man, you know, it's something that I've been doing a long time ago. I kind of got back into it, you know, because I found myself rusty. You know what I'm saying? I was getting rusty. Like when artists would send me their vocals, it was taking me a long time to compose the beat around their vocals, man, because I was just rusty at it, you know? Like actually composing a beat around full vocals. Like you can compose it around a loop or something, and it's quick. But to do it around full vocals, you know, to do it around full vocals, that's how, you know, it's kind of it was taking me a little long. So yeah, I started practicing with different vocals, you know, even my own vocals. Like I'll spit a little bit on a microphone, and then I'll make a beat around my own vocals just to get back in the habit of it and the practice of it, making beats around around acapellas, you know. But yeah, this is a good little gem for y'all. That's you know, y'all practice on that, you know, like throw in an acapella and try and make a beat around it. You know, those are you guys that make beats for artists. Mrs. Will be. We need to. What do you? Okay. We need to mix the acapella. Like you don't worry about mixing, man. You know, like if you're making something like this, then you don't worry about mixing acapella because you ain't gonna do nothing with this anyway. You know, this ain't going nowhere. You know, like this was just practice. I thought I do this type of stuff is just practice. But I don't need to mix this down. I can mix the beat down, but I don't need to mix the acapella down because like where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do with this, like send this out to get placed or something. That's already done. So, but if you got an acapella from like an artist, you know, if you're taking acapellas from different artists, then yeah, you have to mix the acapella. You have to mix it in with the beat. But normally, what they do is what the artists do is they get somebody to mix it for them, to mix their vocal for me. So they'll record the vocal, and then they'll send it to somebody to mix the vocal, to make sure it sound the auto tune, all that sound nice, the reverb, the the background vocals, all that sound nice. And then they just send me all the stems, and I just create the beat around the acapella, because I got all the stems from the other engineer. So I don't really worry about mixing, you know. Like if the song hit, you know, if something happened with the song, like something pop off with the song, then we're looking to get in it for, you know, like mix and master and everything. But you know, what you do is, man, like that's a good question though. You know, like I know a lot of guys worry about mixing and mixing and mixing, and that's cool. But like when you start making a lot of beats, like don't really, like I don't mix beats like when I make them. You know, I don't mix beats when I make them. Like I'll make like 20 beats and don't mix none of them. You know, and I then, like, as the tracks, as people do things with the tracks, like if the track catch some interest by somebody, or somebody want to do something with the track, then we look into mixing that. You know, but I used to mix my tracks all the time because I was selling them. I was putting them on my beat store and selling them and all of that back in the day. But now I didn't went past that, man. Like I don't really sell, you know, like I put tracks on a beat store, but I don't really sell beats on a beat store no more. Like I sell them to artists now. So, you know, once I done built up my little connection, so I don't really worry about just mixing the track as soon as I make it. Like if they record to the track, they can still record to a track even if it's not mixed. You know, just make sure nothing not peaking and going all crazy. But all they need is just a little idea of the track, just to record some nice vocals to it. And then if the song hit, if it's nice and it hit and everything good, you know, if something happened with it, then, you know, we put it in the lab, you know, and I'll get to work on it and mix and master it nice, you know, make sure everything is good with it. But I don't really mix. I don't really worry about mixing no more, like talking about, man. Seriously, you know. Before when I was first getting into this, man, I used to mix every track. I used to make the track, mix the track, make the track, mix the track, make the track, mix the track. But now I don't really have time to be mixing tracks, you know, that don't really go nowhere. I don't really do nothing, you know. Like that's just, I'm not gonna say it's a waste of time, but the tracks don't really go nowhere. They don't really do nothing. So just call Henry. How long you been making beats? Shoot, man, I've been making beats. I've been making beats for probably about oh dang, probably about 10 years, man, or 9 years, something like that. 19 years, man. Before that, I was engineering, man. Like I was, you know, I wasn't really producing. I was just engineering, you know, recording and mixing and mastering tracks. That's what I was doing when I first got started. Then I started making beats, you know. But I really know how to do it because I know how to play instruments, you know. So I know how to play piano. I know how to, you know. So I just kind of started making beats, you know. Kind of worked that. But yeah, I've been making beats for a minute, man. But a lot of people don't know I was an artist first, man. I was the artist first before I got into doing anything. That's how I got into this game. I was the artist first. You know, I know y'all have seen my little tracks that I dropped. You know, everybody be wondering when they hear me rap on a song or hear me do like a verse on a song, they be like, man, you can actually rap. But a lot of people don't know I was doing that before I got into this. You know. Did you learn how to produce from a university or self-taught? I'm trying to decide a good program to join. For producing, no. Nah. Music was a talent that I always had, man. Like I always felt music, even when I was small, man. I used to listen to music in my little headphones, you know, with my little tape deck. Music was always a talent I had, so I didn't have to go nowhere to learn how to make beats. You know, I learned how to make music that you know, other than taking lessons like piano lessons or something like that, yeah. But you know, which that didn't even take me that long. You know, I took like some little piano lessons for like almost like 8 months or something, and then I was done. You know, because I kind of already knew a little bit anyway. But I didn't go to no school to learn how to produce, man. Like that ain't my thing. But to mix and master, yeah. Like to engineer, yeah. You know, when you start working with companies and stuff, then you gotta have some type of certification, man. Like that's another little tip I'm gonna give you guys out there, man. Like, you know, that's cool to watch YouTube videos and all that stuff like that to learn how to mix and learn how to master. That's what it's there for, learn little tricks and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you guys something that a lot of people don't know about the industry, man. You know, you hear a lot of people say, "Nah, man, I don't need to go to no school to learn how to engineer, to be an audio engineer if I know how to do it already." That's cool if you know how to do this, man. If you know how to mix and master, and you get your projects to them platforms and streaming platforms, and you know all of that. That's cool. If that's cool, you know, if you mixing that good and you never been in no type of schooling on nothing, you know. But when you get into the business world, you know, I hear some people say that a piece of paper don't make you a good mixing or mastering engineer, and that's true. Just because you got some type of certification, that don't mean you can mix or master well, you know. But a company, when you get into the business world, a company they don't want to see your certification to see if you can mix and master well. That's not why they want your certification. You know, they want to make sure that you can actually do this, but a company wants to hold you liable. That's why when you're dealing with companies, they ask you for that type of paperwork, you know, because a company want to hold you liable for your work. So if you got credentials behind you that say you can mix and master, and you don't get their project done, or something is up with their project, then they're gonna take you to court for that. Understand what I'm saying? Because you had proper credentials that say you could get this job done. So it's not a matter of going to school and learning how to be an audio engineer. It's not a matter of if you can mix good or mix well. You know, it's a matter of the company holding you liable. You get those credentials so a company can hold you liable for your work. That's why you get them, and that's why they want them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just for all you guys out there that's thinking you don't have to go to school to do this. That you don't. You know, like if you wanna just go to the mediocre level to where, you know, you're mixing and mastering songs and you're putting them on Spotify, iTunes, all of that. You know, people can mix and master that good and ain't touch a class yet. You know, and they could get their stuff up to the quality to be on those platforms. I done seen it happen. You know, but when you get into the world of companies and stuff like that, doing projects for companies, movie score and all that type of stuff like that, bro, they want your credentials, man. They're not looking to see if you can mix and master well. You can tell them people all you want that, yeah, I know how to do this and I got all of these records behind me that I mix and master. They want your credentials, man. And the only reason why they want them is just so you could be liable for your work. They could hold you liable for your work. You know, and they will, man. They will. If you mess something up for some big company or something, and you got a $20,000 contract on the line or something like that, or $50,000 contract on the line, and you mess something up for the company, they're gonna hold you responsible for that. It's not no hard feelings or nothing. It's business. Like, it's not personal or nothing. They're not mad at you. It's just that they gotta hold you responsible for that, and they do that through your credentials, through the stuff that you say. Yeah, just like a doctor. A doctor is certified to be a doctor, and he messed something up. He got them credentials behind him. Man, people can hold him liable for that because he got those papers behind it. So it's the same exact deal. You know, a company want to hold you liable for your work, man. So y'all always remember that, man. Like, you know, don't just stop at YouTube and all of that. If you want to go past Spotify and all that stuff like that, all them streaming platforms, you want to get to working with companies and stuff like that, go hit up some classes, man, and get certified, some type of certification, man. That way you can be liable for your work. They can hold you liable for it. I'm just starting out, so I'm learning mode. I started using FL Studio, but switched over to Reaper just recently. Yeah, I used to use FL back in the day, man. That's how I learned my click skills on FL Studio. I got my click game up when I was working on FL Studio for a long time. So that's why y'all see me doing the same thing in the MPC software. Like, I click a lot of stuff in because I come from that background of FL Studio. I was clicking and clicking and clicking. So I use some of them same techniques that I was using in FL Studio. I use them in the MPC software when I'm clicking my MIDI notes in. So yeah, I used to be like that too, man. Thanks for the mentorship and guidance, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna try and always give y'all the knowledge, man. That's just some points that a lot of people don't think about whenever you're learning how to do stuff on YouTube, man. You know, YouTube is cool and it's a source of information. Google, YouTube, all of that, man. But, you know, like, if you want to go past just the normal, then look into taking some type of courses or something, man. That way you can get that certification, and you know, companies can hold you liable, man. I watch you every day and learn from you. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. That's what I like to hear, man. You know, as long as you guys learning something from the videos, you know, y'all taking in stuff from the videos, and y'all getting like a lot of knowledge from it, man. I'm gonna keep bringing it to y'all, bro. That's what I do, man. You know, it's not all about making music. To me, it's about, you know, you guys learning how to make music too. So yeah, man, I'm gonna keep, you know, the live sessions. You know, y'all can always book live sessions. You know, right now we got at least about almost like I think it's like a little bit over 400 and something, man. You know, what's up, Magnificent? Appreciate you, man. Oliver Page, is it better to use standalone? Nothing is better or worse in the music world, man. You know, a lot of people think along them lines, what's better, you know, what's the better software, what's the better DAW, what's the, you know, but nothing is better, man. You know, that's just some imagination that people have in their head that something is better than something else. It's just how well you learn it, man. You know, like to me, the MPC software is better than Machine. But it's better to me because I learned the MPC software better than I did Machine software. Like I know the Machine software, but I just learned this better. So to me, the MPC software is better. Somebody that learned Machine better than the MPC software, obviously they would say Machine is better because that's what they learn better. So it's no better in the game, man. It's just what you learn. That's gonna be better to you. It don't mean that it's the best thing out in the whole world. It just means that that's what's better to you. So whatever you learn is gonna be better. Mr. Magnificent, I missed it. Nah, you ain't missed it, man. I'm about to play the beat again. I'm about to play the beat for you again, man. You know, what we did tonight is we composed a beat around an acapella, bro. You know, and it came out fire, man, for real. So I'm gonna play the beat again for you guys at the end of this. I'm about to close this up. Play the beat for you guys. Let y'all rock out on the beat. Cigarello. I used to go hard on an old ASR 10. Oh man, you ain't never lying, man. The ASR, man, we not even gonna talk about that, man. Vintage, bro. I still got it. Still got it, man. Vintage, man. That sequencing on the ASR was serious, huh? If you know the ASR, you know that sequencing was serious, bro. With them discs. Oh man, and they had another one by what's the one? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, man. I think didn't Kurzweil have a sampler too? Didn't they come out with one too to match the ASR? Correct me if I'm wrong. Kurzweil was making keyboards back then, and they came out with a sampler too. They first sampler when the ASR dropped, like a year after the ASR dropped. And I remember seeing that, man. I remember seeing it in somebody's studio, man. I forgot what it was though. I can't remember, but it was by Kurzweil though, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was a sampler, and it matched the ASR, man. And a lot of people don't know about that sampler, man. They don't know about that, but it was just like the ASR keyboard sampler. But yeah, I used to rock out on them things, man. You know, I came at the tail end of that game, man. The tail end of that era. Like I was young in that era right there. But I got to see that stuff, like the old MPCs and all of that. That way, you know, so I came at like the tail end of that. You know, so I got to see them, got to work with a few of them, stuff like that. But that's it. I didn't, you know, I didn't really get the full, you know, the full gist of that era. I wasn't really in that whole entire era, but I just saw a lot of that equipment, you know, and some of it I used back in the day because the places I was in had that type of equipment in it, so I got to see it, you know. And a lot of cats, man, like I feel sorry for them new cats though. Them new cats that's in the game, y'all didn't get to see them old pieces of equipment like that, man. You know, a lot of them new cats that's in the game now, them young boys, they didn't get to really see that old equipment like that, man, to appreciate that, man, what they was doing with that. Like I seen a dude chop up a sample on the ASR. You know, y'all gotta watch on YouTube. Shout out to Jake One. Jake One is the producer. He produced Rick Ross. He produced 50 Cent. He produced, you know, a bunch of records for Jay-Z. You know, Jake 1. Y'all go look up Jake 1. Jake 1 still use the ASR, man. He still use the ASR till this day. That's what he sampled on. And he got some videos on how he made, you know, like he made Rick Ross, what's the name of that tune? By Rick Ross and the Dream. I forgot the name of it, but he made that track. Yeah. Yeah, the K2000, man. Yeah, you got it, bro. That's it. Oliver Pope. I really need to learn how to fill my beats with a bass line. But fill your beats with a bass line. You mean make a bass line or mix a bass line? I don't know what you're talking about. Like what you mean when you say fill your beats with a bass line. Like if you're talking about make a bass line fit, like make it sound good, then yeah, that's a mixing that's a mixing trick, man, to get your bass to fall flush in your beats. But if you're talking about just making a bass line, then you know, just follow your kick pattern, man. That's the best thing to do. You know, to start off making bass lines, follow your kick pattern. When your kick drum, remember your kick drum is a low end instrument. So your kick drum gonna hit pretty much what a bass hit, where your bass hit, where your 808 hit, where your bass hit. So what you do is you go to your kick drum pattern and you copy all your notes. Like let me show you. If I pull up my MPC software, I'll show you this real quick. See, this is my kick drum right here on A1. This is my kick drum right here. Hold up, it's muted. It's muted. Let me go back to the first track. That's my kick drum on A1 right here. So what you do is you copy just these MIDI notes right here. You copy them and you go to your bass, your bass track, and you paste these MIDI notes on where you want the bass to fall. And you have it hit everywhere the kick drum hit. Then you just start shifting the notes around to fit like other areas of the beat. You know, that's the easy way to come up with a bass line pattern. You know what I'm saying? Just copy your kick drum notes onto a different track. Throw your bass VST on it or whatever you're using for bass, throw that on there. And then the bass go hit the same time with your kick drum. And then all you do is just shift the notes around on your bass to kind of match, like shift them up and down just to kind of match whatever the song is doing. Yeah, Money Dance, that's it. You got it, Money Dance. Jake 1 produced that. So y'all go check out Jake 1 and how you roll with the ASR, man. In this day and age right here that we in, with all of this equipment we got and all of this software, that dude still rock with the ASR, man. And he do it good, man. And he made that whole entire beat. I think he still got the video out where he showed the Money Dance beat that he made and how he made it on the ASR, man. And when I seen that video, I was like, man, bruh. I hit him up on Twitter. I hit him up on my Twitter. And I just sent him a shout out. I didn't think he would hit me back, but I just sent him a shout out and I told him, man, that's amazing how you made that Money Dance beat on the ASR, man. And he actually hit me back and he was like, man, I appreciate it, bro. You know? That's a cool dude, man. He big like that, man, and he still hit me up on Twitter, man. But yeah, when I saw that video, I was just inspired, man. Like when I seen him make that whole beat, the whole entire beat from the ASR. Different samples he used, you know, and he made that whole beat, bro. And it's simple the way he do it, man. He used like 4 or 5 tracks in the ASR. And that's it. That's the beat. He keep it simple, man. Real simple. But his beat be so nice and lively that it don't really sound like it, like, you know. But he got a good ear for samples though. That's one of the dudes that I watched closely when I was sampling music, man. Cause he just got a good ear for picking out samples. Yeah. All right, man. I'm about to close this up, man. You know, I like to talk to you guys for a little while just to answer for you guys questions, man. You know, so yeah. Around that time, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny little story, man. Around that time, I was posting stuff on Twitter, on my Twitter, and yeah, I post a beat making video, and I still got the screenshot. I post a beat making video, You know, just one of my old beat making videos, and I posted the link on Twitter, man. And a bunch of people started liking the video, and I was like, man, I don't really get that many likes on Twitter, man. I might get like 10, 20 likes or something like that on Twitter. I was like, man, that video, like a bunch of people started liking that video, man. Come to find out when I looked at the comments and the likes, Timberland had liked the video, man. And he commented on the link on the video. That's why a lot of people was liking it, man. I didn't even know that, bro. You know? So I still got the screenshot of that, man. When the dude hit, he didn't say nothing. Like I hit him back and was like, yeah, man, I appreciate it, but he didn't hit me back though. You know, he didn't say nothing back, but he liked the video. He liked the video and he left a comment on the video. He left like some fire emojis or something like that on the video, man. So, and this was a long time ago, man. Long time. I ain't gonna lie, man. That kind of gave me a little boost, like, you know, like I was like, man, Timberland heard my stuff. And he actually dropped a little emoji on it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh Lord. Then I started thinking, man, maybe he did that on accident. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna play this beat for y'all real quick, man. I'm gonna play this beat real quick for those of you guys that didn't hear it. Again, we took a acapella, dropped it in the MPC software, chopped it up, and we composed the beat around it. Then we took the stems, threw it in Reaper, and made the whole entire beat to fit the whole entire acapella. So this is what we got. I'm gonna play this for you guys one more time and let you guys rock out on it. Then we gonna close out the live stream, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there, all that good stuff like that, man. You know. And yeah, I'm gonna get with y'all on the next video, man. But I'm gonna play this for you guys, let you guys rock out on it for a little while.
John B, bring it on now. Let them feel where you're coming from. Let them feel where you're coming from. Only the ladies, only the ladies.
Girl, it's alright.
Are you still there for me now?
Cause it's there in your eyes, yeah.
Still there for me?
I can see that you want me.
Are you still there for me now?
By the way that you smile.
Yeah, are you still there for me?
Let them again. Another night on your own. Ain't no fun in love if you're loving alone. Having to be useless. Oh no. Can you recall how close we used to be then? Sure you still remember those feelings again. Seems like every time I see you, there's a tear in your eye. Time to make some decision or go die inside.
Tell them all, call me a fool, but I'm stuck. It's a love thing, plus I'm overheating from the rush. Our tongues touch, kissing, feeling fireworks. Watch the sky. I make you smile, but you'd rather have what makes you cry. Say goodbye, and I leave now. With my heart on my sleeve, memories down. What I found is you still care. You have been, and they still there. Baby girl, keep it real here. You still there? Yeah.
And it's alright, baby.
Still there, still there.
There in your eyes, yeah.
Tell me, are you still there?
I can see that you want me.
Baby, are you still there?
By the way that you smile.
Yeah, are you still there for me? Come push the flow. Got me all weak, baby, but I'm strong in parts. More bounce to the apps with the longest sparks. Give me mine like mine while I'm measuring the time. Plenty of other brothers love you, but the pleasure was mine. Mama taught me how to love a woman, pop was strong. We committed, so I hit it. It's popping it down. Baby, are you still there?